So, I had this one game. This is D3, D2, MMR. Had a pretty clean solo kill on this Kassadin. And I wanted to showcase it. First in Kassadin, we have Conquer and we have Longsword. You can actually fight him with Conquer and some AD. If you have regular AP, you can still fight him here and there, but I think Conquer can like really put you in good situations because Kassadin's sustain fight is not as good as yours if you have Conquer and AD. Kassadin can use his Q, his electrocute procs to win like these small burst trades. But then with Conquer, you can actually fight him. He doesn't have much before 6. So that's when you want to look for something, right? That's when you want to fight the Kassadin, put him in a spot where like you can actually kill him. And even early on, when you go in for these like small pokes, these small trades, you want to make sure that he doesn't get like a big trade-off, like electrocute. In this lane, especially if it's melee versus melee, you want to pressure them a little bit more when they're CSing. Now, for me, I like when, as a melee champion, I think it's good when the wave is like here, right? The wave is closer to your tower. That's like your ideal situation. So I don't want to push. I don't want to push. If this Kassadin pushes, fine. I'll push back a little bit, but try to make sure the wave lands here. Because if this guy has to farm up here at level 2, level 3, I can kill him. But it doesn't go that way. He also has the same idea that he probably wants me to push into him too. Just a safe place for melee laners to be in the mid lane. So here I'm just looking to last hit. Just last hit. It's okay if I take Qs at this point. It doesn't do that much damage. But I want to walk up and pressure him. And I want to walk up to get the CS. So he's playing pretty back. Pretty passive right now. And I'm constantly looking at which CS he's going to go for so that I can maybe find an opportunity to pressure. Because that's the way you should think about mid lane. It's like we're all trying to farm in the mid lane. There's just this dude across from you preventing you from doing that, right? You want to be that guy too. So he's like walking up for this CS right here. And so I Q him and then I get one auto off. It's good that I Q'd him early because he has his Q shield and he wasn't able to make use of it. He wasn't able to get electrocute off there either. He had to take that little extra time to auto that minion so that I was able to get my shit off. And when he autos me back and fights me back, all my minions are going to start hitting him. That's why I win this trade. All my mage minions here have 5. So first trade 1. Okay. I'm still looking at my minion wave. See what's low. First of all, let's look at the state of the wave. Okay. This wave's going to push into him. And the next wave is also coming in. It just came out of the Nexus. But I don't want to like hard shove this as that wave is coming out. Because that means his wave is also going to come in. Right. And so I want to make sure I push this as slowly as possible so that my lane is still in a pretty decent spot. So I'm just last hitting. I don't get these 2 minions, sadly. It's fine. Still looking at what minions he's trying to go for. He walks up, melees that. That's fine. I didn't go for a trade there because if I were to QE onto him, he would be able to get electrocute off. So I just didn't go for it. I want to keep my health. Now the wave is somewhat even at this point. Kind of threw a random Q, but it ended up landing on him. Went for an E auto. He doesn't get electrocute off, which is good. I got a good chunk on him, but I also had the mage minions hitting me, so I actually took a lot of damage here. I don't know if that was a good trade in general, but me going for that trade means the wave gets pushed in, right? So I have to play around that because I went for that like random poke. I don't know if it was even good. Now my wave's pushing in, okay? Now we're like pretty even health, but to me, when I play Cat, and especially when I'm versing Kassadin, I think there's more value in him being half health than me. I have more kill pressure on this guy than he does to me. So even if we're both half health, I think I'm still in the winning position. Now the wave is completely pushing towards this guy. And I see where my wave is at. My wave is slowly coming in. And so I want to push this kind of slowly. I don't think I'm able to crash it in time. Sadly, the wave kind of gets frozen here, okay? But I walk away. I use this time to ward. None of my minions are going to die. Use this time to ward. He still didn't even get his wards off, so that's good. But I want at least information on their jungler to see if they get the scuttle. Because Poppy is going from bottom to top. So she's going to want that top scuttle. So I'm just using that ward to help her out. Now here, behind the fog, he's going up for that minion. And I threw the Q. And he didn't see it coming. So I get like a pretty good trade-off. He got an auto and a Q, so he doesn't get his electrocute off. So we're in a pretty good spot here. I'm just looking to shove this wave. And I was able to shave him with that W dagger as well. Yep, no CS. It doesn't matter. Fuck CS. Okay, now the wave is completely crashed. Now I'm just looking to see if I can help the Poppy here. You know, be available at this time. So nothing happens. Poppy gets the scuttle. What's important was that I was able to be available for the Poppy. Okay, that's the important part. Now here, I'm at a pretty good spot in terms of health. Kassadin has lower health than me, and like I said again, I have good kill pressure on this guy. And if we see from this lane meets closer to Kassadin's lane. Therefore, when the minion waves come in, they're going to group up quicker so that they start hitting my minions first. Therefore, the wave's going to push into me. So this is a good spot. This is a good spot for me. He Qs me, whatever. The thing is, if he Qs me, I'm okay with taking like a bit of poke sometimes, as long as they're not like pushing the minions and stuff. But here's what happened. So he Qs me and the minions actually start running towards him and they die quicker to the tower. It's almost like he shoved the wave. But this is like the dream spot right here. Because what we see here is we see the next minion wave coming in. And we know in this spot, when the minions are here, we play out the next 2-3 seconds, it's going to get frozen on my side. So now I catch that. Like, okay, I'm going to freeze on this guy. And this is the spot that I want to be in with all the pokes that I put on him, all the pressure I put on him. I still have 2 pots. He probably used all his pots. Now I'm like slowly just dragging the wave towards my side. And then boom, it gets caught. Okay, I'm freezing. And now this puts Kassadin in such a bad spot, because if he doesn't push this wave, I could just get all this EXP. He probably doesn't even have a good back right now. He's level 4. I don't know what he's going to get. Boots. So I'm going to be able to soak up all this EXP. And if he doesn't do anything about it, he loses a whole cannon wave. I'm in a good spot right now because I still have 2 pots and I'm still going to be healthy. Even if he comes back like healthy, all I'm going to do is look for a good back timer, try to find that good back timer, use my 2 pots. But here I freeze the wave. And Cass knows this is a bad spot, okay? And I'm just last hitting. I'm just last hitting here. And now Kassadin feels pressured to push in. And I'm like, okay, yeah. This is when I jump on this guy. This is when I kill him. I'm looking at my minions. You see these 2 low minions, melee minions here? I'm looking at these minions. See when he would walk up for one. Look, he wants it. He wants it. Now, there's this one melee minion right here. He wants to walk up and get it. I immediately jump in on him, all in him, ignite, QE auto, dead. Boom. If you see everything that unfolded, now I just get this wave. I'm just going to shove in the next 2 waves, and then I'm going to be in a really good spot. I'm building Divine. I'm going to go Sheen. And then after that, the game is just in my favor, right? But I just wanted to teach at least everything leading up to that solo kill, because I felt like there was a good amount of setup and a good amount of explaining that I can do to at least show you guys everything that goes into what could potentially go into a solo kill. There's a lot of wave management to do. You got to understand your champion. You got to understand their champion. What kind of runes you take, especially in this situation, is very important. Like this was such a good spot for my wave to be in. He actually fucked up pretty hard here because he like queued me and then all the minions just started like running towards him, and that like hard pushed the lane. Kind of crazy. Like I'm just now noticing that. But I knew at this point to freeze it. I'm like, okay, this is a kill angle right here. And if he does not like contest this freeze, then he's fucked. If you just play it in real time, you can just kind of tell like his movement, right? You see the 2 minions on your side, you see the 2 melee minions, and you know he wants it, and then boom. If anyone gets into your E range, see, if you see like how I'm positioning myself in this lane, I'm like halfway like into the minion wave, right? Because I know that the moment he goes up to this to get this minion wave and try to Q this minion, I'm gonna be able to jump on him and kill him. I'm like putting myself in position to be ready, but I'm also putting myself in position to deny this guy. Maybe not hard deny. Yeah, no, I think that was a good position to be in that situation though. Because I was essentially just looking for the kill. I got his flash too, and then the game was just over at that point.